Good day and welcome back to my YouTube channel. I am Baye Eunice Abisola and I'm so happy to have you back on my channel. Today I'll be talking about a term that I know you are familiar with, the term self-acceptance. I will firstly be talking about things that people think self-acceptance means, and then I'll move on to the true meaning of self-acceptance. Then lastly, we are going to talk about things you can do for you to accept yourself and for you to be the best version of yourself. Of course, as you all know, that all I do here is just to see you becoming better, to see you becoming the best version you can ever be. So let's move on to it. Firstly, the truth is there are so many things we've been through in life, and we may be going through a lot even presently. And it's normal that we tend to look for a means to cope despite these challenges. It's fine and it's okay to do that. But the thing there is we must find the right attitude to pose to our challenges. We must face life challenges in the best way. That's why so many people think they relapse into self-acceptance in the negative way. Some think, since my life is this way, I can't be better. There's nothing I can do about it. I just have to accept myself the way I am. Accepting yourself in some contexts could be wrong. And what are these things we think in our minds that are definition of self-acceptance that are totally wrong and different from what self-acceptance means? Number one, self-acceptance is not that you are embracing negativity and thinking that there is no way out. That's not the meaning of self-acceptance. Self-acceptance also does not mean that you believe you are perfect, whatever way it is. That does not mean self-acceptance. Self-acceptance does not mean that you are flawless and you won't make mistakes. That's not self-acceptance. And self-acceptance does not mean that you should embrace the negative things that you should reject. So all these are the negative things people think self-acceptance means. So what exactly is the meaning of self-acceptance? Self-acceptance is the act of accepting yourself and understanding both your flaws and your strengths, both your weakness and your strengths. Accepting it not for you to relapse into negativity, but for you to move on despite the negative situation around you. These are the right ways to understand self-acceptance, knowing that negativity may still be around, but there's still a way out despite those negative situations. These negativities may be from within, may be things that you seem not to have control over, but how to navigate these things despite their presence is what really defines how well you accept yourself. The truth is, there are so many things that are in us that we are not so proud of. There are so many things about us that we are not happy. Maybe someone could have a kind of a mannerism and you don't know how to overcome that mannerism. This mannerism seems to be the only thing you focus on. This mannerism seems to be the only thing you think about yourself. And if you want to make progress, you don't remember that there is a way you can come out and still make progress despite this mannerism. You keep feeding your mind over this particular challenge and you think you can't overcome. No, this is something you need to work on. Yes, you will need to accept the fact that mannerism is there, but you can still progress despite that mannerism. You may think that that flaw is there, but you can still move forward despite that flaw. You can still work on yourself even to reduce or even eradicate that flaw totally. Now, let's move into how you can deal with these particular challenges that you have around you that seem difficult for you to accept who you are. Before we dive into that, I want to plead with you that if you haven't subscribed to this channel, kindly click on the subscribe button and help me like this video. Share it with your loved ones. I will also appreciate it if you can drop your comments on the things we're discussing and also on topics you think I should talk about. Thank you so much. So, firstly, before we mention those things that will guide us, I need you to understand this, that self acceptance is the number one step to growth. It is the first thing you need to do before you can improve on who you are. If you don't accept yourself, you won't be able to go forward. You will remain stagnant. There are some things you should know that are positive about yourself. There are some things you should know that are negative about yourself. And working on those positive sides, improving them makes you better. And also those negative sides, trying to know how to navigate those negative sides and turn them into strengths is very important. So the first thing you need to do is for you to identify your beliefs. Identify the thoughts you have inside you. Firstly, you need to ask yourself, what are those things that people say about me that have made me have a particular thought pattern about myself? Maybe you have your loved ones around, they've always been saying one thing or the other. Try to identify the thoughts that have been created in you through those words they've spoken to you. They are very important. They could be positive and they could be negative, but identifying them will help you to know what their words, what their message have brought into your mind about yourself. Also, you need to ask, which of these thoughts sink in today? Which of these thoughts have I embraced in my mind today? Then you need to ask yourself, are these thoughts positive or negative? Have these thoughts been able to boost my confidence or made me feel bad about myself? Move on to ask yourself, are these thoughts true? Are they really true? It's very important for you to know those thoughts that are true about you and the ones that are just coming to make you feel bad about yourself. Then after doing that, you need to identify which ones am I willing to change among these thoughts. Which one am I willing to turn around for my own good? For example, maybe you behaved badly, maybe you've done something wrong to someone. It's easy to think, oh, I'm a bad person. And on the other hand, you can choose to say, I behaved badly. I didn't do well. That is a self-acceptance that is positive. When you tell yourself you are a bad person, you have sent a message to your mind that your personality, that your person is bad. And that is having a negative impact on the image you create about yourself. But when you tell yourself, I behaved badly, it means you know that you can surely change your behavior. So you are giving yourself hope, you are giving yourself a chance for you to grow and become better. Then apart from all this, you need to now pick those thoughts that are positive and list them out. Write them from one to the end and let your mind identify those thoughts that will help you to become a better version of yourself. After identifying those thoughts that you have in you, you need to move to the next step towards accepting yourself. And this is loving and appreciating yourself. Yes, you need to love and appreciate yourself. How are you going to do this? You need to sit down and reflect and write those good things that you have been doing, the good things you see in yourself. Write them down. This may be difficult, especially if you have low self-esteem, especially if you have always thought negative about yourself. It may be difficult for you to be able to see the good sides of who you are, but give it a trial and you will see that there are certain good things that are in you. So you sit down, you pick your pen and you pen down those qualities that you have in you, those positive things about yourself. Write them one after the other. Then at the end of each day, maybe at night before you sleep, you reflect on how you spent your day and identify those things that you did during your day-to-day activity that has reflected those positive parts of you, that has reflected those qualities that you have in you. This will really do you good if you can practice this. Now, the third thing you need to do to accept yourself is for you to have the right knowledge of what the manufacturer has said about you. Psalm 139 verse 14 says, I will praise thee, for I am fearfully and wonderfully made, and that my soul knoweth right well. Do your soul know that you have been made wonderfully? Do you have the knowledge in you that God has created you in a perfect way? So you need to change the thoughts you have concerning yourself. Read God's word and let it give you the right image you need to have about yourself. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like this video. Don't forget to subscribe and also share this video. Thank you so much. Till I come your way next time, remain blessed.